You know the feeling. You grab a juice because you want something simple, something that tastes like real fruit. And then you flip the bottle over and it's water, sugar, a splash of concentrate, and a few additives doing the heavy lifting. Or worse, you find a product that was actually recalled and you realize how important it is to know what to look for. In today's video, we're exposing 7 juice brands Australians should skip. Not because juice is evil, but because a lot of products use label wording to look healthier, fresher, or more real than they actually are. And at the end, I'll reveal 3 better picks that actually taste like real juice, without the usual tricks. Plus, I'll show you the exact label tells to watch for, so you can spot the issues yourself next time you're shopping. Stay with me because number 1 is a real recall case, and it's a perfect example of why the back label matters more than the front. Now, let's kick things off with number 7. Number 7. Woolworths Orange Fruit Drink, the big budget bottle that looks like a family staple, commonly found at Woolworths. On the surface, it feels like a no-brainer. It's cheap, it's big, and from a distance, it sits in the same juice section as real orange juice. But here's what they don't tell you on the front. This isn't orange juice, it's a fruit drink. And when a label says fruit drink or juice drink, it often means the base is water, not fruit. In this case, the product is built around a small percentage of orange juice, with the rest made up by water and sweetening. That matters because you're paying for a juice experience while drinking something closer to a soft drink, just marketed more gently. The second issue is sugar expectation. Even when brands avoid the words added sugar in big letters, you can still end up with a sweet drink where fruit is not the main event. So your taste buds learn juice equals
sweet, and you pour more than you would if it were real orange juice. Third, it's a classic unit price trap. The bottle looks like value, but per 100 milliliters, these fruit drinks can be poor value compared to buying a real 1-liter juice on special, especially when you factor in how quickly people drink them. Who should be cautious? Parents buying for kids' lunchboxes, because when it's sweet and easy to drink, it disappears fast, and it trains the palate towards sweetness. And if you're trying to cut back on sugary drinks, this is exactly the kind of product that sneaks past your mental filter because it looks like juice. Better approach. If you want juice, buy something that is actually labeled as fruit juice, where the ingredient list starts and ends with fruit. And always compare the unit price per 1 liter, not just the shelf price, because big bottles are often big illusions. And speaking of kids' drinks, number 6 takes this trick into the lunchbox aisle. Number 6. Pop Top's Apple and Blackcurrant, the lunchbox classic with the friendly packaging, commonly found at Coles and Woolworths. This one wins on convenience. Small packs, a straw, kid-friendly flavors, and parents often assume it's basically fruit in a box. Now here's the reality check. When you look at the ingredients and the actual juice content, you see the gap between the vibe and the product. These kinds of lunchbox juice drinks are typically a mix of water, a modest percentage of fruit juice, and added sweeteners. They also often rely on preservatives, and in some variants, you'll see sulfites listed, which is something a lot of families try to avoid. That leads to the first big issue: marketing by association. Fruit pictures on the front can make it feel like a healthier choice, even when the juice content is not the dominant part of the drink. Second issue, the sugar pattern. If your kid drinks this the way they drink water, it's not a sometimes treat anymore. It becomes the default drink. And once that happens, plain water feels boring. Third issue, the additives are doing the stability work. These products are designed to sit on shelves and survive transport, which is why you'll often see preservatives and acidity regulators. Nothing about that automatically makes it unsafe, but it does tell you this isn't just fruit. Who should be cautious? Kids who are sensitive to certain preservatives or sulfites, and families trying to reduce sweet drinks without turning every grocery trip into a fight. Better approach. If you want a lunchbox drink, go for water most of the time. And if you want a juice option, choose a 100% juice popper with no added sugar and treat it like what it is, a sweet drink just from fruit. And if you think this is only a kids category problem, wait until you see number 5, because adults fall for this one all the time. Number 5. Ocean Spray Cranberry Classic Juice Drink, the Cranberry Health Halo bottle, commonly found at Coles and Woolworths. Cranberry has a reputation. People associate it with clean, tart, refreshing, and sometimes even functional. So when you see cranberry on the front, you subconsciously expect something close to real juice. But flip it around and the label usually tells a different story. The first issue is right in the name. It's a juice drink, not straight juice. That wording matters because it gives brands room to build the product around water and sweeteners, then add juice for flavor and marketing. Second issue, cranberry is naturally sharp. So to make it widely drinkable, companies often sweeten it heavily. That creates a tastes-like-juice experience while pushing it into sugary drink territory, just without the fizzy branding. Third issue, the value perception. Cranberry bottles often cost more than basic juices, and people accept it because cranberry feels premium. But if the juice percentage is relatively low, you're paying premium pricing for a flavored drink. Now, to be fair, Ocean Spray is a real cranberry brand with real supply chains. This isn't a fake product. The problem is the way the category is marketed. It's positioned as a fruit beverage choice, but functionally, it can behave more like a sweet drink you'll pour big glasses of. Who should be cautious? Anyone who buys it as a daily drink thinking it's the healthy one, because it's easy to drink more than you intended, especially when it's chilled and goes down fast. Better approach. If you love cranberry, treat these as a mixer or an occasional drink. Or look for a product that clearly states 100% juice. Then dilute it yourself with water so you control the sweetness, not the brand. And if you think, okay, fine, I'll just buy orange juice then. Number 4 is the sneaky one that catches people who think they're upgrading. Number 4. Daily. Juiceco Orange with fiber or pre- and probiotics. The functional juice that sounds smarter than regular juice, commonly found at Woolworths and Coles. This is where marketing gets sophisticated, because the front isn't screaming sugar, it's whispering fiber, probiotics, prebiotics, words that feel like you're doing something good for your body. Now here's what to look at. First issue, it's still juice. Adding prebiotic fiber like inulin doesn't change the fact that the base is orange juice, often reconstituted, and still naturally high in fruit sugars. So if you buy this thinking it's a daily health routine, you can end up overdoing it. Second issue, the ingredient list tells you it's engineered, not simple. You commonly see things like dietary fiber added, acidity regulators, natural flavors, and preservatives. Again, not automatically bad, but it's the opposite of the pure and natural impression the front gives. Third issue, taste expectation trap. Some shoppers keep buying these functional juices, chasing the promise of better digestion or better gut health, even if they don't actually like the taste. And that's how brands win. They sell you the story, not the drink. There's also a credibility point here that matters. Independent taste tests have rated some of these enhanced supermarket juices poorly for flavor compared to fresher options, which lines up with what many shoppers experience. Who should be cautious? Anyone buying functional juice as a substitute for eating fruit and fiber. Because the fiber dose in a drink can be small compared to just eating whole fruit, and the drink still goes down fast. Better approach. If you want fiber, get it from actual food first. Whole fruit, oats, legumes, veggies. If you want orange juice, buy orange juice that tastes like orange and keep the portions sensible. Now, quick mid-video check. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, drop the number 47 in the comments. It helps me know you're getting value from these investigations. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Alright, let's keep going with number 3,
because this is where price deception goes full daylight robbery. Number 3. The Juice Lab Supershots, the tiny wellness bottles that cost more than a full litre of juice, commonly found at Woolworths. These are marketed like mini miracles. Energy, focus, immunity, uplift. It's the same strategy every time. Make the bottle small, make the claims big, and charge premium prices because it feels like a health product, not a drink. First issue, the unit price is wild. When you see a 60 milliliter shot priced like a snack, the per litre cost jumps into a range most people would never accept for regular juice. But because it's a shot, your brain stops doing the maths. That's why brands love shots. Second issue, the
Ingredient reality is often not what you think.
Take an example like an uplift style shot. You'll commonly see a fruit juice base, like cloudy pear juice, then smaller amounts of ginger and citrus, plus added extracts like guarana or ginseng. So you're not just buying juice, you're buying a juice blend with stimulant-style ingredients in tiny amounts wrapped in a wellness narrative. Third issue, claim fuzziness. A lot of the benefit language is suggestive, not explicit. Support, boost, vitality. It makes you feel like you're making a smart decision without the brand having to promise anything concrete. Who should be cautious? Anyone sensitive to caffeine or stimulant-style ingredients. Because extracts like guarana can be a problem for some people, especially if you're stacking it with coffee. And anyone trying to save money, because this is one of the easiest categories to overspend on without real payoff. Better approach. If you love ginger, buy
Real ginger and add it to real juice or sparkling water at home.
You'll get stronger flavor, more control, and you'll save a lot of money per serve. And if you want a quick hit, eat fruit. It's cheaper and you get the fiber. Now, number 2 is a serious one, because this isn't about taste or price. It's about a real recall. Number 2, Sunraysia prune juice, the bottle many Aussies buy for digestion routines, commonly found at Coles and Woolworths. Let me be clear, Sunraysia is a known brand, and prune juice is a real product category that people rely on. But this is exactly why recalls matter, because trusted brand doesn't mean nothing can go wrong. In January 2024, Food Standards Australia New Zealand published a recall notice for Sunraysia prune juice 1 litre with a specific best before date due to unintended fermentation and the presence of alcohol. That's not a minor technicality. Unintended fermentation means the product changed in
The bottle. And the recall notice warned consumers not to drink it and to return it for a refund. First issue, quality control risk. When fermentation happens unintentionally, it signals a breakdown in processing, storage, or sealing control somewhere along the chain. Second issue, consumer expectation. People drink prune juice in specific contexts, sometimes for health routines, sometimes for kids in small amounts, sometimes for older family members. The presence of alcohol is a serious mismatch with that expectation. Third issue, it shows why you should keep an eye on recalls, even for normal pantry items. Who should be cautious? Anyone giving prune juice to kids. Anyone avoiding alcohol for medical, religious, or personal reasons. And anyone who stores juices for a long time without checking date markings. Better approach. If you buy shelf-stable juices, check the date markings when you bring it home. And if you hear about a recall, don't assume it won't be yours. Match the best before date and batch details.
Now, number 1 is the strongest reason you should never blindly trust the health vibe of a juice product, because this one was recalled due to microbial contamination. Number 1. Moringafy green juice, the superfood green juice product sold as a daily wellness habit, commonly found online and at some independent retailers. This isn't a supermarket orange juice. It's a wellness-style green juice product that people buy specifically because they think it's cleaner and safer than mainstream drinks. And that's exactly why this case matters. In March 2024, Food Standards Australia New Zealand published a recall alert for Moringafy green juice due to microbial contamination with salmonella. The recall notice listed the date markings and warned that salmonella-contaminated products may cause illness if consumed. First issue: the category has a trust problem. When something is sold as daily greens
or juice your life, people treat it like a health supplement. They use it routinely, sometimes multiple times a week. That increases exposure if something goes wrong. Second issue: the marketing often sits in the space between food and supplement. It feels natural, so people can drop their guard. But bacteria does not care about your branding. Third issue: this is a reminder that the most credible safety information is public recall data, not influencer posts, not testimonials, not "we're premium." Who should be cautious? Anyone with a weakened immune system, older people, young kids, and anyone who buys powdered drink products online without keeping track of recall notices. Better approach: if you're buying wellness powders, keep your receipts and note the date markings. And check the Food Standards recall site occasionally, especially if it's a product you consume regularly. Now that we've exposed the ones to skip, it's time to shift gears. Because not everything on Australian shelves is trying to trick you. Here are 3 better picks that actually taste like real juice and are much easier to trust when you read the label. First better pick: Impressed Pressed Juice Orange, the just oranges option commonly found at major supermarkets. This is what you want a juice label to look like: simple, clear, no story needed. On the Woolworths listing, the ingredients are just one thing: 100% orange juice. That's it. No juice drink, no sweeteners, no preservatives listed. And when a product keeps it that clean, you're not paying for marketing gymnastics, you're paying for fruit. Practical note: because it's a real chilled juice, keep it cold and pay attention to use-by dates. This is not a product designed to sit warm in a pantry for months. Second better pick: Nudie, nothing but oranges with pulp, the one ingredient chilled juice that's widely available. Nudie has a very specific identity in the aisle. Real fruit positioning, no added sugar messaging, and the key thing you can verify yourself is the ingredient simplicity. When you can confirm it's built around just orange juice, you're not getting the water plus sugar rebuild. You're getting what you think you're buying. Also, if you care about who's behind the brand, Nudie sits under Monday Nissan Australia, which publicly lists Nudie as one of its core brands. Practical note: if you want the tastes real experience, choose a version with pulp. It changes the mouthfeel and it makes it harder to drink like water, which helps with portion control. Third better pick: Original Juice Co. Black Label Orange Juice, the Australian oranges option that's easy to check. On retailer listings, you can verify ingredients like orange juice from Australian-grown oranges, plus vitamin C. And on the brand's own Black Label page, they position it around 100% Australian fruit, not from concentrate, no added sugar, and no preservatives. Now, always trust the back label first. But when the front story matches a short ingredient list, that's a good sign. Practical note: price check this one. It often goes on special, and when it does, it's one of the better value ways to get a more real juice taste without jumping into boutique pricing. So, how do you spot these tricks yourself when I'm not there with you in the aisle? Here's your quick checklist. First, always check the wording. If it says fruit drink or juice drink, assume water is the base unless the ingredient list proves otherwise. Second, always read the first 2 ingredients. If water is number 1, it's not a real juice product. Third, check for sugar additions and sweetening patterns. Even if it's not called sugar, look for things that sweeten the drink or create a sweet drink habit. Fourth, compare per 100 milliliters and per 1 liter. A shot can look cheap until you do the unit price and realize you're paying luxury money for juice.
Fifth, watch the functional halo. Words like fiber, immunity, vitality, uplift, and gut health can distract you from what the product actually is. Your rule is simple. The back label decides. Sixth, pay attention to preservatives and additives. Not because they're always dangerous, but because they reveal how processed the drink is. If you're buying juice for fresh, the label should match that goal. Seventh, check recalls, especially for products you consume routinely. Public recall alerts are the most checkable, high credibility information you can use as a shopper. Look, the Australian grocery landscape is full of label tricks designed to make you spend more while getting less. But when you know what to look for, you take back control. You vote with your wallet, and companies notice. If this video helped you see through the marketing, hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who still
Thinks juice drink means juice. Because the more Aussies who know these tricks, the harder it gets for brands to get away with them.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode where we uncover more hidden truths behind everyday Aussie products.